to Cult's website, type in Vassa, V-A-S-S-A, search that, click on the catalyst. Vassa's site on Cult. Let's take a look at this baby. What a beautiful job modeling the catalyst. Next, download it. Go to your cart and continue with the download. When I downloaded the files for Vassa's Catalyst, I have the Catalyst Body Kit for Ski Ride 2 folder. I have the Catalyst Decal folder and the Vassa Arctic Cat Catalyst Frame. I think I got an early release. It might all come together. But to make this straightforward for building the catalyst, I would recommend following Build It Better's build guide, but use the corresponding catalyst parts. So also, Vassa has a read me first in here, and he talks about it being for experienced builders only. So I'm doing this video to help make a little sense of how to build his catalyst. So in this readme is also a list of parts needed from Ski Ride 2. These right here. It's not many, but so what I did was I started another folder. I named it Parts Needed from Ski Ride 2. And I copied those files into here just so I'm organized. Going to the SR2 build guide, starting with the frame, you'll see that he builds the motor mount, shock mounts, the frame, and also steering rack. So that's what I did. I went into this folder, frame folder, and this has the catalyst frame, the steering rack, and the shock mounts. So I printed them, and then I printed the parts needed from Ski Ride 2, because there's a couple parts that you need on the first step in the Build It Better build guide. Motor mount is one, and I think that's it. So he has the shock mounts in there, the steering rack and the frame, and then yeah, I printed the motor mount just to get organized as far as the order that I'd build it in or print it in. So I am going back and forth between Vassa's folders. The names are not all the same for the parts. So I'm following the build guide, starting on the front suspension now. Did the arms and the spindles, and I'll just continue through and printing the parts in the order that this Build It Better SR2 guide prints the parts and assembles it. But finding the parts in Vassa's catalyst folders. So they're all under files. So front end, rear end, option upgrade parts. And you go in there and it's not too hard to figure out. Frame parts, suspension arms, spindles, skis, body. So that's in the front end. In the rear end you got the tunnel, seat and tank. So it's not too hard to make sense of it, where the files are, and then continue to follow the SR2 build guide to print and build the catalyst snowmobile. So there's the frame, all the parts from the SR2 that are needed. I have them printed. And now I'm doing the suspension parts. Got the spindles done now. And one thing I do print out of order to the SR2 guide is I do the tunnel after I do the frame. This makes sense to me to assemble the frame and a tunnel together before I start putting the front suspension and the skid and track on.